Why must good apples fall on colder woes, left to ponder warmer days? What's the point of being sad? Well, sadness gives meaning to the good times, dummy. Without it, you would take it for granted. Like how when you were sick, you fondly reminisce of all the times you felt like in the fields, smelling the flowers. But personally, I don't know if there's a meaning per se. To me, it's another spice in the cabinet. It's an inevitability more than anything really. If you want light to shine on your living room, you must also leave the door open for the darkness that follows her. Maybe sadness is the absence of happiness, in the same way cold is the absence of warmth. Isn't it crazy how cold technically doesn't exist? Also, can light and shadow touch? Like, is there a point where they can overlap? I don't know. All I know is that I kinda like feeling sad. Not always. Even when softly spoken, it's never kind. Frankly, it's all a tricky situation. I think sadness is the only emotion that has always left me feeling the most because it loves to linger. My life is not a total misery. For as many cloudy days as there have been, I have had some really good times too. Like when my little sisters were born. Not gonna lie, at the time I didn't think much of it. It was a subtle feeling, and I never imagined how exponentially it would grow. Unless I have children on my own, I don't think I'll ever meet another happiness like this. That happiness being bullying helpless little girls. I love happiness and feeling all warm and gooey inside and such, but I always find a way to ruin it all. You know when you're hanging out, having fun, and you sort of take a step back, as if gaining consciousness for the second time, and you tell yourself, this is something I'm gonna miss? If you ask me, nostalgia is a sickness. It has never left me anything good. It always left me feeling worse. I also happen to be someone deeply nostalgic. Damn the fortunate. I do not like nostalgia. It makes me feel ungrateful, but I don't know how much more gratitude I can give. Even so, there is some pain that hurts, but in a good way, like a cold McDonald's Sprite. I'm not some sick masochist. I would give my Hachiwari a plushie to be one. At least I could get some twisted high from it, but alas, I'm left feeling the brunt of it all, unresistingly so. Even then, I don't mind the hit if it means I can have something in return. I do believe some people are better equipped to handle sadness. It's bitter and some have an acquired taste. If you're constantly kicking to the ground, at some point, lying there for a while, you might start to realize how pretty the sky is. I think people avoid feeling down and bad feelings as much as possible. It makes sense, but those feelings are not bad. It's the situation that's at fault, and those feelings are your outlet. There's a lot you can do with those negative feelings, which is why I think a lot of people who can appreciate those feelings tend to lean towards the arts. It's not a sign of intelligence or some thinly veiled superiority complex. I heavily dislike how art is often correlated with being smart and stuff like that. It adds to that air of arrogance some, I'm not gonna generalize, but some little fartists have, and it's one of my gripes with the world of art. Why I hate art is another video for another day. Nevertheless, the archetype of the fabled tortured artist exists for a reason. When I was younger, I idolized it. Nowadays, it makes me sick to my stomach that I was made to believe that it was something to be. I want to make one thing clear, I don't fetishize sadness, and it's not an identity to me, nor would I let it define me. I don't think I romanticize it even. Well, perhaps a little, my words may betray, but that's for next week's video. As much as I may sing the praises of sadness like a barb, at the end of the day, I do not like sadness. Believe it or not, I don't possess grand pursuits for feeling like shit. I am not an infinite tank. No amount of heavily restrictions can take a hollow purple. To put it simply, there have been moments in my life that I clocked my shit. I tried to be an optimist in life, not because I'm a blind fool. Don't get the wrong idea. I am a fool. A jester as a matter of fact, but shouldn't everyone be optimistic? A realistic optimist, if you want to be more precise. Like if I were to enter a volleyball tournament or something like that, I would go with the mentality of, I'm gonna win. Because that's the only mentality that one should have, right? The darkest times of my life, whether I like it or not, deeply influenced the person that I am today. I was taught valuable lessons and was given a somber perspective, and I'm lucky enough that its colors mesh well with my complexion. I do wish I could have taught myself in healthier ways. It's embarrassing that I had to learn simple lessons in such extreme ways. Then again, I am a slow learner, so maybe it was meant to be this way all along. We learn lessons in order to not repeat the same mistakes, but there are some that are unavoidable and truly meaningless. They come unbiased and disinterested, like being born differently. Between you and me, I can never truly be the person that I want to be, and this is something that I'm gonna go and have to live with for the rest of my life. What did I do at birth to be made an example? Well, I'm here to tell you. Little Bubby boy here didn't do a lick of a thing, but still, I was found guilty and sentenced. I was fucked over for no reason. Simple as. You can try to make lemonade with lemons all you want, but without any sugar, you're just gonna be left with lemon juice. I'm not going back on my word about optimism. I know I may sound very doomerish right now, but optimism isn't thanking someone for giving you a napkin after breaking your nose. But it is what it is. I'll make the most with the body I was given. After all, I am a pretty lucky cat. This video was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago. I apologize again for my disappearance. I'm someone who is very momentum based. When my spirits are high, I feel like I can do anything, but one bad day is all it takes for the ball I kept rolling to crush me flat. In layman's terms, I get super sad. To be fair, this time it's quite understandable, I think you'll agree. Last year, my brother was diagnosed with cancer. Luckily, they found it early, so we had high hopes. He was living with us and he was going to his chemo sessions and stuff. Everything was going fun. Then last month, he had complications, so he went to the hospital. We expected a quick visit, but it wasn't. Maybe it's because it's still fresh in my mind, but I don't think I'll ever forget last Wednesday. Well, on my way home from work, I was reading the latest chapter of Chainsaw Man on the bus, freshly off the press. Scrolling to the last page, I read the message, final chapter, coming 3/24. Immediately I started panicking and freaking out. Little did I know, this would not be the worst thing to happen to me that day. A little later, my sister texted both me and my dad to come to the hospital because we should be there. That text alarmed me, so I got an Uber and quickly came. I'm not gonna go too much into the details, but in short, my brother explained to me if things didn't get any better, well, things were not looking good. We stayed with him for as long as we were allowed. During it all, I tried to keep it light. I wanted to take his mind off of the situation, so I chatted about random stuff. In situations like this, I think someone has to keep a calm demeanor to keep morale and composure up. I did what I could, but it doesn't change the situation, right? I'm only a shitty band-aid. It was hard seeing my parents and sister. Dull, spaced out eyes so easy to read, with their heads kept down. That scalded pain I've known before. I just never thought I'd see it on them. Once visiting hours were over, we got home and that's when the nuke finally dropped. A nurse told my family that my brother had only 1 to 2 months left to live. So yeah, that news hit pretty hard. It's in those moments where life doesn't even feel real. Thankfully, things are looking up finally. My brother is making progress, even if slowly. Also, best of all, when my mother and sister asked the doctor about the life expectancy thing, the doctor didn't know what they were on about. And apparently, the nurse had no business saying that. It's not even accurate, it was unprofessional, and it's so fucking weird. This situation is just so fucking, it muddied the water so badly. Needless to say, last week was a roller coaster of emotions, and a lot of other things happened that I didn't even get to mention. Things haven't gone back to normal. I'm still quite agitated and a bit scared, but at least I'm able to function again, cause for the past 5 days, I was fully bedridden. We also plan on seeing a psychologist. The hospital offers the service. Personally, I don't particularly agree that psychology is for everyone, but I've never been to one, so what do I know? I'll give it a shot. I wonder how it go. Maybe I'll get a cool diagnosis or something. While I was writing this script, this comment kept popping in my head. It's such a funny comment, and it applies to me as well. I mean, look at the Limerence and Unrequited Love video. I mean, it's fun to laugh at yourself, right? As much as I love that comment, I don't agree with the message. I think people should share their feelings with the world, especially pain, because, in my opinion, pain is meant to be shared. Pain was meant for two. At the end of the day, we all pine for connection. We all want to be heard, and keeping things to yourself is only going to affect you negatively. Also, with so much useless content online, is it really that bad of a thing to be genuine? This situation has changed me, and I don't know how. It's like I'm thinking differently, but it's not clear, or if it is, it's like there's a small blurry stain somewhere and I haven't seen it yet. I feel strange. What I'm about to say, I genuinely mean it. I wish good luck and good health to you and your family, and I hope you never have to live through something like this. If you are in the same boat as I am, hopefully it feels nice knowing I'm rowing too, for whatever it's worth. I wish no one had suffered this pain, but unfortunately, this is the price of life, and we are all in its death. This is not a sad ending. It's not a happy one either, obviously. And that's because the story is still being written. I don't believe in any religion or anything of the sort. The only faith that I have is in the human spirit. I know down the road, everything will be alright.